The tool you opened this video on might be the exact thing breaking your focus. In the next 9 minutes, you'll see the specific mechanism, supported by a 2025 workforce report, that explains why professionals are feeling more mentally exhausted today than at any point in the last 3 years. More importantly, you'll learn the single change that appears to reverse that trend the fastest. If you ignore this, you'll probably keep blaming your workload for burnout when the real cause is something else entirely. And as a result, you'll keep trying to fix the wrong problem. According to Deloitte's 2025 Workforce Intelligence Report, mental fatigue, cognitive strain, and decision friction have overtaken workload volume as the leading drivers of burnout. It's no longer just about how many hours you work or how many deadlines you have. Instead, it's the constant mental effort required to switch between fragmented tasks throughout the day. By the end of this video, you'll understand why that's happening, why many tools marketed as productivity boosters can actually make it worse, and what you can change this week to noticeably improve your focus. Deep, uninterrupted focus has fallen to its lowest level in years. This isn't because people have become less productive or less motivated. It's because the average knowledge worker's day is increasingly fragmented by AI-powered workflows, messaging platforms, notifications, and constant digital interruptions. A simple writing task illustrates the problem perfectly. You begin working on a document, then a notification appears, you respond to a message, return to your document, and suddenly you've lost your train of thought. That isn't just a brief distraction. It forces your brain to rebuild the context of what you were doing every single time. The real issue isn't the amount of work you have, it's the frequency with which your attention gets interrupted. If this already sounds familiar, consider subscribing. Every week, we break down the latest research on productivity, focus, and how technology is changing the way our brains work. Many of the tools marketed as productivity enhancers, AI assistants, automatic summaries, and always-on collaboration platforms, can unintentionally increase the number of decisions you make every day instead of reducing them. Every AI-generated suggestion requires a choice. Accept it, reject it, or edit it. Individually, these decisions seem insignificant, but repeated dozens of times throughout the day, they create a steady stream of cognitive friction. Microsoft's own research found that removing just 1 day of meetings significantly increased deep focus time, not because employees had access to better software, but because they experienced fewer interruptions. Across multiple studies, the same pattern emerges. Meaningful productivity gains come from reducing competing inputs rather than adding more tools. Everything we've discussed so far explains why focus is declining. The next question is far more important. How do you fix it? Research consistently shows that AI improves both job satisfaction and productivity when it's used to eliminate routine work instead of creating additional touchpoints throughout the day. The difference comes down to whether AI removes decisions or creates new ones. There are 3 practical changes you can make immediately. First, batch your AI interactions instead of responding to every suggestion or notification as it appears. Check summaries, recommendations, and AI-generated content during dedicated time blocks rather than throughout the day. Second, schedule at least 1 meeting-free block every week to create uninterrupted time for deep work. The same principle behind the dramatic improvements seen in Microsoft's research. Finally, before adopting any new AI tool, ask one simple question. Does this remove a decision from my day, or does it add another one? If it adds another layer of decision-making, it's probably not saving you as much time as you think. Ultimately, the goal isn't to use fewer AI tools. It's to experience fewer interruptions from each tool you choose to use. That's the distinction that makes the biggest difference in protecting your focus. If you want the full breakdown of how this works in practice, comment "focus" below, and I'll walk you through the exact 1-week experiment you can use to test these ideas for yourself. If this video was helpful, check out the next one where I put Microsoft's no-meeting approach to the test for an entire week. The results surprised me even more than the research itself, and they completely changed the way I think about productivity in an AI-driven workplace.